Welcome to Hannity Colmes. We get right to our top story tonight. Hillary Clinton is making her case today that white Americans support her.
Well, there was just an AP article posted that found how Senator Obama's support among hardworking Americans, white Americans, is weakening again, and how the whites in both states who had not completed college were supporting me, and in independence, I was running even with him and doing even better with Democratic-leaning independents. I have a much broader base to build a winning coalition on.
Now, that's not exactly the argument that left-wingers are going to embrace. At the same time, longtime Clinton mouthpiece Paul Begala says that the Democratic Party isn't going to win if they only get the support of, quote, eggheads and African Americans. Sounds like an electoral strategy to me. Well, anyway, joining us now with more on this and to reveal the real issue of what he says tonight is going to win the election for Senator John McCain in November, former Clinton advisor Dick Morris. By the way, you can get Dick's columns, newsletters for free by logging on to dickmorris.com. This is getting bad as it relates to race and the Democratic Party.
Reminds me of the old days of Frank Rizzo in Philadelphia, who said vote white. I mean, when she says white,
well, first she says hard-working Americans, white Americans, right after that.
And she's then, first of all, the implication is not black welfare queens who are supporting Obama. And the white, hard-working Americans, this is an overtly racist appeal. She so far has been subliminally racist. But here she's absolutely coming right out and saying it. Vote white.
I hate the charge because I think we're very quick in this society to throw that word racist around at anybody here. Bill Clinton complained that, quote, the Obama campaign played the race card against him and that there's the evidence to prove it. In other words, that this had been a strategy. He claimed that on the campaign trail.
That's ridiculous. He set it up with his comments and he made it possible. The reason that I would say racist, okay, let me be more precise. She is using race to win the election. She is using the identification of whites vis-a-vis blacks to polarize the society racially and win the election.
Well, it's sad for the country to, I know a lot of people that have brought up the Reverend Wright issue.
Yeah.
Even Howard Dean said on Fox News Sunday, he said, wow, this is race baiting. And I find that offensive.
No, it's not.
It's a legitimate issue. Bill Ayers, is it terrorist baiting?
If terrorist baiting, and if Wright were white and was pro-Ku Klux Klan, it would be the same thing.
Let me ask you this. You write in your column here about Hillary staying in this race, and Dick always has a good theory, so you got to pay attention to what he says. He said her continuing in the race, you don't think she has any chance of winning, which she can't. She's going to continue to bash Barack Obama in the hopes of damaging him so he can't win the general election to keep her option alive for 2012. You really believe that?
Yeah. It's like a hunting license. As long as she's running, she can shoot Obama. Once she gets out of the race, she has to say good things about Obama.
Yeah.
But she's got 30 days more to bash him. And to set up this racial polarization that she is in this quote that might make it impossible for him to win.
Because it'll reiterate maybe Reverend Wright and some of the other racial issues.
Remember, that nomination in 2012 is worth having. If McCain wins, he'll be 76.
All right. Now, look, Dick was on my radio show earlier today, and he made a big tease to our audience, and that is that you believe you have the issue that will guarantee, I think was your word, Senator McCain's victory. And I'm interested to hear what you say.
Good. Well, you know how there are so many things you hear first on Fox News and then you hear at other places.
Oh, first on from Sean Hannity. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm
this
kidding.
Aren't
they the same thing?
This is a good...
no, not exactly.
This will be a good example. Barack Obama says that he wants to cover all uninsured Americans. And by that he means 45 to 50 million uninsured Americans. That statistic, that group, is about 1/5, about 10 or 12 million, are illegal immigrants. And the issue that I think can decide this election is should we have taxpayer-funded health insurance
for illegal
immigrants. But not children only, adults and children.
John McCain already has a big issue with the comprehensive immigration reform. McCain-Kennedy, it angered conservatives. They rose up, they fought that bill, they've killed it twice, and now Senator McCain this very week, Dick, is angering conservatives, not only over the North Carolina ad that brought up Jeremiah Wright, but he brought up the words comprehensive reform again.
But the important point, Obama is going to take care of that for him by uniting the right. But the point is, you spelled it with a W or an R, he'll still unite it. But the real point here is that Obama's position, basically, is we are going to have to ration health care for the elderly to hold down costs in order to subsidize it for illegal immigrants, who will increase the utilization. And I believe that that is the issue that will decide this election.
First of all, I don't read into that he's going to give health care to legal immigrants. But I want to back up.
No. He says that he wants to cover all uninsured Americans, and the statistic he quotes is 45 to 50 million.
But illegal immigrants are not Americans.
That statistic, 45 to 50 million, includes 10 to 12 million illegal immigrants.
Illegal immigrants are not Americans.
But he's using the statistic that includes those
Let
people.
me back up for a second to the Hillary White comment. Is it not true that in Pennsylvania and in many other places, she got more of the white vote, he got more of the black vote, she does well among working class Americans? What did she say? Now, conservatives hate when liberals do political correctness, and he should say something politically incorrect. However, was it untrue?
No, of course it's, well, first of all, Obama did get 40% of the white vote in North Carolina, which is pretty good.
Right.
And I think, by the way, Obama would have a shot at carrying North Carolina and Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia and South Carolina, states a Democrat never could.
What did she say that was inaccurate?
It's not a question of inaccurate. If I say that I'm on television opposing a disabled man, or I'm on television opposing a homosexual, in other words, if the category that I'm injecting is a racial category, then I am saying white people should vote for me, and therefore black people will vote for Obama.
Don't you think you might be reading something into something that she did not?
Of course not. She
imply?
used that word white deliberately. She even stuttered over it, and then she repeated it. This is very close to Frank Rizzo's line, vote white.
Come on. Are you saying Hillary Clinton's a racist?
I'm saying she is using race to win this election.
And that's an interpretation that you happen to have that other people may see very differently. Where she said, I get the white vote, I do very well among this particular demographic, I do very well among this kind of socioeconomic group.
She wasn't describing
That's what
a
she's talking about.
demographic. She was describing vote white.
You also, go ahead.
By injecting race into the election in that overt way, and by the way, that's exactly what I told you she'd do. Remember in January I said she's going to run on the issue. She's going to run on the issue of electability, and she'll mean race.
Even though it's hard for her to win, she's got a steep climb. It's not impossible.
It's totally
That's
impossible.
why she's in it.
It's totally impossible, and she knows it. She just lost everything she gained in Pennsylvania. She's now back before that. If she wins all the remaining primaries by 15 points,
she needs 68% of the delegates to come, but that's not difficult and improbable, but not impossible.
Totally impossible, and she knows it. There is only one rational explanation for her running. She wants to beat Obama. If she didn't, she'd run like Mike Huckabee ran, saying positive things about her opponent, but still running.
And she may, as of this point.
Oh, it sounded real positive. Don't vote.
Well,
I can appeal to whites.
We have a very different interpretation.
Wow, that's positive.
Anyway, thank you. Coming up with no clear mathematical solution in sight.